So it is the first Raw of 2015. And we begin with John Cena in the ring, surrounded by people who didn't wrestle and really didn't have any sort of backstage presence at all. Talking about how even though the Authority's back, they will join together to, oh no, Authority is showing up, and tonight is John Cena Appreciation Night. There's no agendas this time. It's a brand new Authority. And then we go right into a match with Dolph Ziggler versus Wade Barrett. Dolph Ziggler gets the pinfall. Wade Barrett relentlessly beats on Dolph Ziggler. And then Kane comes down. Oh, hey, by the way, it's a 2 out of 3 falls match. Wade Barrett then hits Wasteland, which initially Cole calls Winds of Change. Then says actually it was Wasteland. Gets the second fall, so it's 1-1. Lot of back and forth later. Dolph Ziggler loses the IC Championship in what is going to be the first of the screw job matches for the people who are part of Team Cena. Eric Rowan takes on Luke Harper in what should have been an epic contest, but J&J Security were the special guest referees. So of course, Rowan gets beaten. Nikki takes on Natalya. This time, due to Brie and Paige getting an altercation outside, Natty gets a roll-up and a 3 count. Okay? So far I've described 3 matches that have all had some sort of outside interference. Okay? The Big Show takes on Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns delivers a horrible promo. Talk maybe faster than a speeding bullet. Able to leap tall buildings in a single bound. More powerful than a locomotive. And then he fleshlights his hand real quick. And their match was a lot like their other matches. It kind of ends in like a random DQ. Because Show decided to throw stairs at Roman Reigns, not knowing that it's not the feud he's in currently. The main event for Royal Rumble has been set. It's Brock Lesnar versus John Cena in their 3rd epic confrontation. Technically 4th. Epic confrontation. But to make it even better, it is now Cena versus Lesnar 3 versus Rollins 1. Rollins had a match against Ryback. Oh, but Kane comes down and he forgot it's a handicap match. So the handicap side actually is Kane and Rollins, because Kane hasn't won a match. I think he beat Adam Rose a couple of times. But beyond that, he really has not won a match in quite some time. Ryback loses after taking not 1, but 2 curb stops, like one after another. Made him look strong. Not bad. But again, you had, J&J on the outside. So again, you had kind of a screwed jobby sort of match. The Usos and Naomi took on Miz down Alicia Fox in a 6-person tag match. Apparently Alicia Fox makes her Total Divas debut next week. Naomi's been removed from the Total Divas roster. Because my initial thought is probably because, with things going on with her and her husband, they really haven't done a lot storyline wise. They probably thought, we can drop these 2 and then put like a half dozen other people into it instead. I can also see too that her kind of being like, it's kind of just wearing on us. Which would make sense, And this match ends when an Uso ends up going against the ropes where Naomi is. Stopped. Just like, I don't want to hit you. Roll up. Handful of tights for a 3 count. The problem with the team of Miz and Mizdow is since Miz never tags in Mizdow, essentially it's the Miz in a constant handicap match with Mizdow freaking stealing the show on the outside of the ring. Naomi and Alicia Fox did a pretty good job. Naomi does a nice head scissors. She's a very athletic wrestler. She needs a little more work with the ring psychology and getting the flow of moves together. It was where it's like head scissors takedown, pick out a wedge, do a move, pick out a wedge. Maybe it needs slightly bigger trunks. They don't constantly produce a wedge. Just throwing it out there. Nikki has the same problem too. Their match was kind. Miz and the Usos just did not seem to be on the same. They seemed to be off just a little bit. So the match seemed really, really disjunctive. But again, mild screwjob finish. Pretty much every match had a non-clean end to it, which I don't like. I prefer the occasional clean victory. I think it works. It makes sense. Before we get to John Cena appreciation time, woo! Adam Rose is in the ring, and he's taking out a member of the New Day. Which one? Sweaty Biggie Langston. Or Big Sweaty Langston. In a match that... During the Steve Austin podcast, Vince mentioned he doesn't want to have matches that have no build-up and make no sense. But Adam Rose versus Big Sweaty Langston. No one asked for it, but it was there. Seriously. Of course, Big E wins because he's like 4 times the size of Adam Rose, who hopefully will become Leo Kruger or become a heel sooner or later. So yeah, he's doing a pretty good job, and then also there's a run-in by 2 people. One guy, black bodysuit, white mask, other dude, kind of a weird sepia flesh tone skeletal thing with a yellow mask. They put Big E up for a powerbomb / blockbuster. And that's as they're trying to get their mask off. That's when it's realized that it is Tyson Kidd and freaking Cesaro. Yes! Love that tag team. What's their gimmick? They're the IWC reigning tag team champions of for all time. And they troll Natty. That's pretty much it. So again, not a clean finish. Not really a fan of, I think a match could occasionally have a clean finish, not need constant outside interference or be some sort of bizarre screw job. Not a great way to begin the year. John Cena appreciation. Oh, jeez. Triple H and Stephanie both build up John Cena like how awesome and how cool he is. That is the greatest thing ever. And when I first saw you wrestling, I thought, oh man, this dude sucks. And then I was like, I think I see it. And then I was so hard on you, John. I was hard on you because I saw the greatness within you, John. Now look at you. I don't think nobody thought you would achieve what you've achieved. You're amazing, John Cena. Amazing. And then they called out, Rowan, Ryback, and Ziggler. And then they're like, draw it out. Oh, by the way, you're suspended. We don't have to do what you don't. Oh! We're just going to fire you guys. It's because of John Cena. Everyone, John Cena. And then they show John Cena being like, Durr. I didn't mean to get y'all fired, guys. Durr. That was the majority of Raw. Now, there was actually one match that didn't have a dirty ending to it. That's because it had no rules. There was no holds barred. There was no DQ. It was no count out. It was an ambulance match. Woo, 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 woo. Awesome. I'm glad how they barely even fought in the ring. This whole match pretty much takes place in the area in front of the ambulance and the surrounding concrete and steel. With the exception of them pulling out tables from the ambulance that were white with the Red Cross on them. This match was just freaking brutal, using ambulance boards and stretchers and working the knee, slamming I think Ambrose was in the back of the ambulance and Wyatt slams the door on his knee. So Ambrose spends the rest of the match with like an injured knee, selling the crap out of the knee, with Bray Wyatt attacking the knee, just a brutal match. Had a spot where, you know, Wyatt's on the table, Ambrose climbs top of the ambulance, hits a nice looking elbow drop, wants to strap into the ambulance. No. Ambrose still fights back. Another one on the freaking ground. Great match. You know, they cut promos about the match. Now this is gonna be, you know, the end of their feud. You know, they did some great, brutal matches. Just expertly done matches when it came to just a sheer level of brutality and telling a pretty good story. So they did great on the promos. It took them at least one pay-per-view to actually fully get to their moment where they actually put on some really solid matches. They had kind of bad endings, but they put on some pretty solid matches. And their feud was just freaking brutal. It was like two guys who didn't care anything about their bodies, longevity of their career, just whooping the daylights out of each other. I'll be honest, had it not be that we had to stroke John Cena's ego and keep him, you know, as protected as possible because he's the new Hulk Hogan, hence the red and yellow. You know, hustle, loyalty, respect. You know, like, say your prayers, take your vitamins, and work out. And I was like, man, the main event really should have been the ambulance match because the crowd loved it. So first hour, random through. Second hour built up to the ambulance match, which was great. Crowd seemed to love it, and then they pretty much just shot themselves in the foot and cut off their hand when they came to the last hour. Yeah, so you fired Ryback, Rowan, and Ziggler. Yeah, because they're not going to come back at like the Rumble or anything. If they still had an Elimination Chamber, it would actually be pretty good to do an actual chamber match there. Where you could pick, I don't know, Kane, Big Show, and Harper. Put them in a match against Ryback, Ziggler, and Rowan. And then it could be, you know, put them in the pods. They'd be, you know, if you guys win, you get your jobs back. If you lose, yeah, that's it. And then I put it for the face side, like, you know, if you guys win, guess what? You get opportunities at all the titles of WrestleMania. You know, two of them can work together as a tag team. Other one go for the IC title. Or, you know, US and IC. You know, US, IC, and tag. Yeah, that could be a pretty solid push. But instead, we know they're getting Randy Greenstand anyways. So, it had its moments, but it's still kind of a clunker.